What it do, baby?
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. I know the dogs in the yard are still yawning. If you're still in bed, stay in bed. This is Talk.Crypto. Yeah!
Good morning.
Clap it up, clap it up.
How's everybody doing this morning? April 5th, Monday. How you doing over there in Taipei, Mike?
I'm doing fantastic. I just got a wonderful COVID test today where they stick this thing like a meter up my nose. And yeah, you know how Tone Bays are always talks about that, and he's like, he's one of those conspiracy nut guys, but it's just like, all right, they're just sticking a freaking, Q-tip on my nose, like no big deal. So test passed, all good, ready to fly out tomorrow and return to the States. It's kind of exciting, and yeah, it's coming a lot faster than than I thought it would. So I'm excited to get back to business and be able to fully focus on blockchain.
Yeah, it's going to be good to have you back in the States. We won't have any connection issues. I think that's going to be great. So, yeah, man, welcome. We're looking forward to have you back to the show. To our listeners, welcome to the show. We're about to get right into it. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. Dwayne, how you doing, brother?
Good morning. Here in St. Martin, boy, a bit quiet. Lovely Easter Monday. So far, so good. Hope we have a wonderful show this morning.
Awesome.
Absolutely, man. We started out super strong today with a cool intro that we hope to use again in the future. I was hoping we would wait until more listeners actually get in the show to start that intro, but it's all good. We'll do it later on. When things get exciting, things start heating up.
Yeah, and man, we have a lot of views on our YouTube for these stereo podcast shows, so that's so they're gonna enjoy that music too, Mike.
Absolutely, and yeah, it's great to try to innovate in this space, especially because a lot of people, they just get in the call and it's just like a casual phone conversation. But I think you and I are trying to take this stereo show to the next level and really try to engage the users and make this a space that they can kind of own.
Yeah, definitely. And trying to educate and trying to, help people get into the whole cryptocurrency market. Mike and I are obsessed with it. We are researching it constantly. And actually, we are going to start off our show today on two altcoins that we left off on our last show on Friday. Specifically, BitTorrent and Wink, which the coin tokens are BTT and WIN. So let's get right into it, Mike. I'm going to start with BitTorrent, and then we can go over to Win in a minute. So, most people know what BitTorrent is. It's been around for a very long time. And if you don't know what it is, it's a communication protocol for peer-to-peer file sharing, which enables users to distribute data and electronic files over the internet in a decentralized manner. Now, BitTorrent wasn't always decentralized. It was purchased by Tron, and Tron has moved it towards using it for its decentralized platform. So what do we like about BitTorrent, and should we invest in BitTorrent? Well, I graded Bitcoin. I graded BitTorrent during my research, and I'm doing my grades based on A, B, C, D, or F. And I've given BitTorrent a grade of a B. So why? Well, basically, it has a huge demand right now. It's a decentralized internet and peer-to-peer content delivery network. It's a critical mission for the blockchain space. So in that regard, it gets an A. It's in an area that is in critical demand. We need more content delivery networks because 5G has made transferring processing speed so much faster that everyone is in this whole content delivery space right now. And we need more tools like this. The BitTorrent product is very competitive. But to be honest, Mike, it is behind the whole Theta and the TV network, and it gets a lot of competition from Theta, and Theta may be a better platform. So, that's something to keep in mind.
Question about that. So I thought that there were two different market segments, that BitTorrent was just going after general like file and like you said, peer-to-peer content transfer, and that could be any sort of content, whereas Theta is like, a content platform. I didn't really see BitTorrent as a content platform.
Yeah,
incorrect?
You're incorrect. You're incorrect, because BitTorrent purchased DLive, which is a decentralized live streaming platform for video streaming. So they are in this whole content delivery space with that purchase of DLive, and they're competing directly with Theta. So that's the issue that's the issue with competing with Theta, and Theta may be the bigger market space. They also have an issue in that they are Tron is starting to do their own exchange, and they're starting to compete with Uniswap, and that's kind of a concern too, because Ethereum and Uniswap really have the market on this, and for Tron, which is primarily in the gaming side of this whole ecosystem, they're getting into DeFi may be kind of like overreaching for them. So, things to concern. So, my thing is, on the execution level, it could be better. The issue is they should focus on a unique model and leave the whole DeFi space to Ethereum, in my opinion. And so, let's when we look at the chart on BitTorrent, it actually looks really good. It's been on the daily chart, it's been climbing up consistently. So
yeah,
and it hasn't reached. I'm looking at the support lines here and the resistance line, and it still has a ways to go before it reaches that resistance line. So it's got momentum on its side. It is moving in a good direction. So in that case, it might be a good entry point if you're looking to take a position in BitTorrent. But when we take BitTorrent and we look against the competitors in the field, that's where I have my concern. Mike?
Right, but one thing I do want to add to that is, from my brief reading on BitTorrent, a cool thing about it is that you can pay for faster file transfer speeds, which I thought was a pretty awesome thing. And yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if Filecoin and other platforms have this. I mean, I briefly used storage, and I don't know if they have this feature where you can pay for faster transfer speeds. So I thought that was really interesting. Again, I'm not sure if that's really gives them a competitive advantage, but right. I do consider it something interesting.
BitTorrent was having an issue before it worked with Tron, and basically it was called the 99% disease. It's when your file download was just stuck on 99% and would never get off of it. And with the new BitTorrent Speed product that they just released, that solves that issue, which a lot of people were facing. So, look, the BitTorrent team, they're an old team. They've been around for a long time, and they know what they're doing. Teaming up with Tron is a great. It was great for them, and bringing them in the whole decentralized world is great. But hey, there's a lot of competition right now in this space, and we need to be aware of that. So, BitTorrent, it looks like a solid investment right now, but I would just be concerned if you have dreams of taking BitTorrent to the moon, it just might not get there.
I just, from an evaluation standpoint, something I don't understand. I mean, just look at the rankings and you see BitTorrent's like almost like 9 billion, and then Tron's like 9 point something billion. So how is it that BitTorrent is more valuable than Tron? I guess it's just like the value that the token offers, right? Like I talked about, like getting faster file transfer speeds, and like I don't really need to hold Tron if I just want to use BitTorrent. So I guess you can see them as two different platforms, right? Like the value of Tron is not necessarily dependent on BitTorrent and vice. I mean, it is, but I don't think it works the other way around, where BitTorrent is dependent on Tron. So perhaps.
I mean, exactly. I mean, just remember that BitTorrent has, since 2013, 15 to 17 million daily active users using that service.
Right.
and it's responsible for about 3.5% of all worldwide bandwidth of the internet, which is incredible. So in that sense, you can understand that BitTorrent and Tron are two totally separate platforms. It's just that Tron did purchase Bitcoin in 2018 and decentralize them. So
BitTorrent.
Tron bought BitTorrent.
Right.
Yeah. Andrew Hunt, what's on your mind?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Hope you're well. I think BitTorrent, just from my own opinion, will be good. It's on the Tron network with the TRX coin as well. Tron coin. I think that's good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, also, if you do some downloading with torrents, if you seed them, I mean, you can use a VPN, so don't worry about stuff like that. If you seed them, I believe you can earn BTT as well.
Yes, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this in a second, but actually I found out that the BitTorrent, you can use that on the Wink. So we were talking a bit about Wink in the last show, and you can actually gamble using the BitTorrent token on the Wink platform. But I'm going here. So BitTorrent protocol used by Netflix, Facebook, Google, Twitter, Lionsgate. So I think just, the amount of users that they have, over 2 billion users. I think just the amount of users that they have and, perhaps Filecoin kind of taking off, like it seems to be the really hot space right now. And I think people are trying to acquire real estate in this area, while they can.
Right. Right. The other issue that BitTorrent faces is that they're in they have a single token model versus Theta, which has a dual token model, one for governance and then one for,
for network fees. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And
data fuel.
Right. Data fuel. Exactly. And, that may be an issue for BitTorrent, in their valuation and why Theta is doing so well. So, just something to keep in mind there.
Yeah, I think this whole storage space. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
My bad.
And I think for the price it's at, it's not a bad price to be getting in at. I could see you, mate, if you wanted to trade in that, then I think you could see making a good little return on it as well in the short coming time.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that as well on the charts. If you wanted to trade in it, it does have momentum on its side is what I'm looking at. And it is below its resistance band. So, I mean, it's not a bad one to enter into. However, it has been consistently going up for, let's say I'm on the daily chart. I mean, for the past week, it's just seen growth. No pullbacks, no consolidation. For the past week. So, something to keep in mind if you're going to take a position in here, you want to look into the consolidation periods and the pullbacks to really get into a position. And that hasn't had that just yet. So, Mike, your thoughts?
Well, we're starting to see a pullback. We're seeing a couple red candles. We got 3 candles of consolidation off of the peak.
Are you looking at the hourly chart?
4-hour chart.
4-hour chart, okay.
But I mean, it's still pretty darn strong. I mean, it's really hard to, bet against this. But I do think that we're probably going to see a correction for a little bit here. I guess it ultimately depends on what Tron does as well, because those two seem to be correlated. With Tron making big moves and BitTorrent making big moves as well. So I'm excited to see what happens. Honestly, I've tried to explore the dApps on the Tron platform just out of curiosity. Like, hey, is there any DeFi stuff going on here? Or decentralized finance? And, I didn't really find anything that really stuck out to me. I know it's like mostly games, but even this Win platform, which we're about to talk about in a second, I didn't really find it that like eye-catching or like, oh, I want to use this right now. I kind of thought about it. So do you have anything else to add about BitTorrent before we move on?
No, I just want to say that in my research of BitTorrent and Tron, I agree with you. I don't know why Tron is going into DeFi when they have already have already staked out the whole gaming side, and it just might be an overreach. And I don't know if it's smart for them to do that, but nonetheless, they are doing it, and they are going in to compete with Ethereum, and that's just something of concern if you're looking to place a position in this.
Right. Okay. So let's jump on over to Win or the Wink platform. You can visit their website by going to wink.org, and essentially it's just a gambling website. And like as we know, like the online gambling industry is huge. I was reading something about I think it was like $58 billion per year, and we're getting about 10 to 15% growth year over year in that industry. And so I think there's definitely a huge market to capture there. I'd be curious to know of that 58 billion, like how many of those people are actually interested in blockchain and would be using this platform. They claim to be the number one DApp. It just said number one DApp. Now I think that's on Tron, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know that they're really the number one DApp across everything. They've got poker. The one thing that I found really cool about this Wink platform, and again, this thing over the last 7 days has almost 6x. So it's almost 6x return the last week.
I see that on the chart, and I just want to point out that on the chart we are facing the resistance band on the chart right now at the high point. So it might be a good time to take profits if you are already in Wink. It looks like some people, based on the charts here, it looks like that's what people are doing. And it looks like that there might be a trend reversal at the moment. I don't think we're going to be seeing another breakout in the next day or two. I mean, it's had a really strong breakout over the past 2 days. And it looks like it's in a consolidation period on the 4-hour chart at the moment. So, it seems like it's a good time to take profits if you, if you're there, if you've invested in early on. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it just depends if you plan on holding. I mean, if we pull up the Tron chart, so I'm looking at Tron here. Tron's in a small consolidation period as well. It looks like these two charts are pretty much tracking each other in price to some extent. Like I think all of them are consolidating right now, and
which
it'll be curious.
Not surprising, right? Because that's following the same pattern of Bitcoin, and we see that with altcoins that they oftentimes lag a little bit behind Bitcoin in following a similar pattern. So it's not surprising that we're seeing a lot of consolidation right now, but that might be, like I keep saying, it might be a good time to take profits.
I think so, because I mean, look, so we're talking about the BitTorrent. I mean, it's already it's right behind Tron, and they're number 10 or 15, somewhere in there on the market cap rankings. I mean, I don't really think that Tron and BitTorrent can go that much higher. I don't see why. Like people will say oh, Cardano can go to $2 or $4 or whatever. But the thing is, to get there, Cardano would have to pretty much be almost surpassing Ethereum, which is insane because Cardano doesn't even have a mainnet launched, fully launched. So, to value it over Ethereum is just insane.
Yeah.
Now, this going back to this Wink product, they have one really cool thing that I think you would like, Noah, and that's sports betting. You can bet on actual sports matches, and I saw there that they had you can gamble on gaming as well. They have FIFA and NBA 2K, and you can actually bet on those games. I thought that was pretty cool. They have poker, they have some dice games. To me, it just feels really gimmicky. Like when I see somebody playing one of those gem drop games on their phone or something, I'm like, oh, get that away from me. Why are you entertained by this?
I mean, look, that may be gimmicky, but making money watching these charts is anything but. So
yeah, no, it's so that's a totally different ball game. And we're talking we're talking about probability, and we're talking about
momentum and
exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a totally different ball game compared to someone who's staring at their phone, just tap 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 tap. Like barely have a pulse.
Mike and I subscribe to a few indicator signals here. One that we subscribe to is called Block Party Trading. We are trying them out for the next 3 months. We've had some good success with them, and they're a paid indicator. And what we are seeing, at least what I'm seeing on this paid indicator on the Block Party Trading, is that the momentum is declining in Wink. So I keep saying, if you are in Wink right now and you have some profits, might be a good time to take them and buy back in on the dip. Mike, moving on. Let's do some brief intros and we'll get into some Bitcoin news, some price action, and then our special report on AIOZ tube. So, Mike, tell us a little something about yourself. What's new?
Right. So my background is in data analytics. I'm an infrastructure engineer, and that's why I love this blockchain space, is because I can really kind of sink my teeth in having a technical background. And on our YouTube channel recently, we've done a couple security audits, and I didn't really see a lot of people doing this, so I thought, hey, as a software engineer, it's great for me to jump on. And I'm loving this space. I also do triathlons, my big hobby that I do. And I'll be returning to the U.S. tomorrow, as I talked about before, and go through that whole travel shake of sorts. Nice. So it's I got an email saying that I had to stay in a hotel overnight in Japan, and I'm like, wait, I'm not entering Japan. Like, why do I have to stay in a hotel? And I don't know. I'm still super confused about that. But
I mean, the whole travel right now, whole worldwide travel is confusing.
It's a nightmare. I even called the airline and I asked them, like, hey, do I need to stay in a hotel overnight? And they told me no. But when you call customer service, there's always for me exactly that. Okay, right. Yeah, and there's that, and
let's move on.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm the crypto nomad. My name is Noah. I'm currently in beautiful South Florida. I live in St. Martin. I am a business developer. I have an accounting background, and I worked in the sports and entertainment field for about 10 years, and I started developing businesses down in the Caribbean. They're still in operation. You can click on our Instagram, the link tree. You can see the businesses that I operate and run. And in the past, during COVID, I got obsessed with cryptocurrency. I teamed up with Mike here to, organize all of our research and provide, we were doing it just amongst each other. And then we said, look, why don't we provide this to other people, see if we can get their opinions. You can actually gain access to our research for free. It's on our Discord. We have invites on Stereo, on Instagram. If you can't find it, just message us. We'll get it to you. We do all this research for free for you guys and for us too. It helps us learn. And then this whole Stereo conversation is where you guys can actually ask us questions, challenge us, send us some altcoins that you want us to review. We'll get to them. If not to this show, then the next one. Another thing that we're doing is we are all about passive income, and we're about this whole 3 commas bot trading software. And Mike, last night, I was on the phone with our team member, Dwayne, on setting up his first 3 commas dollar cost averaging bot. So Dwayne, if you're listening, I'm interested to hear an update on how your bot has been performing overnight. Did you make some money while you sleep? Because I know I did on my DCA bots, and I'm curious if you had the same experience as me. And that's the whole beautiful thing about these about bot trading software, is that the bots are trading, all day long while you sleep, and you don't really need to do much. You just kind of set your parameters and you just babysit it every now and then and make sure that you're not holding too many red bags. If you're interested about 3 commas and how to do bot trading software, reach out to us. We're happy to walk you through it and explain it. It is so powerful. This whole passive income is just so powerful right now in the cryptocurrency market. So tell us, Dwayne, what happened with your bots?
Yeah, about that, I set up my bot trading, and trust me, it was so amazing where I woke up this morning and I realized that I'm seeing 5 deals, 5 passive income while I was sleeping, and I was really amazed by it, I didn't do nothing. It was set the bot, and woke up and I realized that, hey, I get in profit, which really amazes me.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. And what's beautiful is that anyone can do this. It's not that hard. We can walk you through it if we want to. I mean, Mike, doesn't that make you feel good that we are helping other people make money?
Yeah, 100%. And my guy Chris from Chicago, shouts out to him. We turned him on to it, and he's got a 6-figure portfolio. And this is an awesome way for him to manage his trades and everything, because one of the big advantages is that you cannot, if you're trading on Binance or Coinbase, you can't set a stop loss and then take profit at the same time. So you can't really, protect yourself both ways. And right. This platform allows you to do that. Yeah.
So it's great. And my hat's off to you, Dwayne. I wish you all the success in trading. And definitely Mike and I are by your side, and we're by everyone's side who wants to be part of this whole Talk.Crypto community and wants to learn how to make passive income. The next step, Mike, for Dwayne is to start doing some yield farming, and we'll get into that later in another show. But he's just starting down the rabbit hole.
Let's take a second to shout out the listeners. Dwayne, of course, thanks for joining. Thanks for the voice messages. Vic Vicious 912, I appreciate you. I recognize you from the other show. Ozzy Boy 222, thank you for sharing the show. AIOZ is high. Shout out to you, my man. Thank you for joining us again and always submitting those good voice messages. Let's see if I can get anybody else that I recognize. Ace $, appreciate the follow, brother. And let's keep the show rolling.
Yeah, so definitely feel free to interrupt us at any time if you have questions, comments, or interesting stories. That's the reason why we're on stereo. If we just wanted to talk to you guys all day long, I guess you could watch one of our YouTube videos or one of our videos on AIOZ, which we're going to get into in our special report coming up. But for right now, let's get into some Bitcoin news. So, Mike, that one company, one thing I follow, which I love to follow, is Goldman Sachs. And Goldman Sachs made news again in the whole Bitcoin front. Their new head of digital assets tells CNBC that they are seeking exposure to Bitcoin both as a hedge against inflation and as an asset that may be at the forefront of a tech revolution. Again, that's Goldman Sachs saying that. That's big. That's big. This is the same company who a couple months ago said, I'm not so sure about Bitcoin. And now they're saying, hey, we got to get into this. It's a hedge against inflation, and it may be at the forefront of a tech revolution. Big deal. Another big deal is Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley, also previously skeptical about cryptocurrency, comes out and says that in an SEC filing, they didn't actually say it. They didn't actually say it themselves. They said it through an SEC filing. So, these big banks, they don't necessarily want to backtrack on what they've said previously about cryptocurrency. So they're doing it in, subtle ways. And in this way, they did it in an SEC filing that said 12 of its mutual funds may already be indirectly invested in Bitcoin through cash-settled futures contracts and Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust.
Yeah, the one thing that I do want to push back. So Grayscale, they've said that they're never going to sell any of their Ethereum or Bitcoin. So Grayscale is huge, and they're great for the blockchain industry. On the other hand, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, I feel like they're still like fair weather fans. I feel like they're like the Visa, and we saw this with the 2017 run where Amazon said, "Oh, we're going to start accepting Bitcoin," and PayPal the same, I believe, or a couple big services, And then when we entered the bear market, they suddenly totally changed their tune. They're like, nope, we're no longer accepting Bitcoin. So it's like, you know, when it's like, Noah, I mean, is it not crazy to say that, like, hey, we're going to accept Bitcoin because we think it's going to go up. And then when they think it's going to go down, they're saying, nope, don't give it to us.
Well, it's not crazy if you're a retail investor, but it is crazy if you are a massive bank and you're controlling billions, if not trillions of dollars of clients' money. You know, in that case, I would like to see some consistency and some steadiness in their advice. So
I don't really buy it. You know, I think it's all just sentiment. I think it's completely sentiment. They'll say whatever's got $ signs attached to it. They don't care. They don't care about the blockchain industry. They just care about $ signs because they see them on Bitcoin.
Yeah, you may be right.
Let's be complete. They don't give a shit about blockchain. They don't care. They don't care about the technology. They don't care about decentralization. It's because there's $ signs on it.
Stark Ravens, what do you think?
And they're punching the numbers.
Stark Ravens, what do you think?
Yeah, back in 2011, I used to play a game called Counter-Strike. And it was back when Bitcoin were like fucking like $5 a Bitcoin. I had like at least like, I want to say 107 of them, and I would trade them for skins and shit. Boy, do I wish I saved those.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but you have to understand the technology and, you know, why this was so far ahead. It's a non-discretionary way of transacting, you know, and if somebody, you know, gets their Bitcoin stolen, there's no transaction reversal. I mean, actually, you know, if we want to go into Bitcoin versus Ethereum, you probably know this, Noah, back in 2017, they had a hack. And 14% of the Ethereum got hacked. And I think the Ethereum Foundation was afraid of, you know, them having control, these hackers having control over the governance of Ethereum. So they made a change to the blockchain to reverse the transaction. And that's why we have Ethereum and Ethereum Classic today.
Yeah, and you know, those are probably the most expensive Counter-Strike skins of all time. So, you know, congrats on probably holding the record of the most expensive skins on Counter-Strike. Great game, by the way, back in 2011. Anyway, moving on in Bitcoin news, this was interesting. I found Time Magazine. You know, everyone knows who Time Magazine is. They've been around literally since the beginning of time, and they are hiring a new CFO. But one of the requirements for the new CFO position is they must have a position, they must have a clear position on Bitcoin, on the cryptocurrency market. The publication will also begin accepting Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a payment for digital subscriptions within 30 days.
God. I hate, look, I don't want to hear it. To me, this is like trash headlines because it's all just a product of the bull market. And watch, when the market reverses and turns around, Time Magazine is gonna completely change their stance because they don't want to catch a falling knife and they don't want people, you know, giving them. Now, like, I do think that this market cycle has changed sentiment in terms of people holding stuff long term, but still, you know, I'm still skeptical.
Well, okay, fine, Mike, fine. You can be skeptical on this, but hiring a CFO candidate with comfort in Bitcoin is clearly something.
Hey, I got a headline. I got a headline for you.
Tell me.
Papa John's is charging 1 Bitcoin for their pizzas. You could pay with Bitcoin, but it's gonna cost you 10,000% more.
Funny. I got my last news for the day for you. Maybe this will cheer you up, Mike. Here we go. Let's. I'm going to start it off with a little sound clip. With so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop D-O-Double-G, but somehow, some way, keep coming up with funky ass hits like. That's right, Snoop D-O-Double-G. He just launched his first NFT. His first collection called A Journey with the Dog. The collection.
It's so hard being Snoop D-O-Double-G.
It's a collection combines personal memories with NFT-inspired art. It also includes one of his original songs. And the Snoop D-O-double-G was quoted as saying, "I believe in the technology and I believe in the global connection it creates. I'm not too caught up in the value of the coin because I've been around long enough to see that these things go up and they go down. And I know it's here to stay. The future is unfolding right before us. I don't see it as a pandemic fad. The pandemic just put the gas on the fire." That's Snoop D-O-double-G minting his first NFT. That was a rhyme that I just did there. That's my rap for today.
It's kind of hard being Snoop D-O-double-G, except when you got to mint your own NFT.
There we go. There we go. So Snoop D-O-double-G in the NFT market. He follows that of Kevin Durant. He follows that of Michael Jordan and a lot of other celebrities who are just waking up and saying, what? I got to mint my own NFT. So that's what's good.
Yeah, I mean, that's everybody sees all the dollar signs behind. They're like, oh, wait, there's a marketplace here. And, you know, that's when they ultimately jump on it because they realize that there's demand for that. And, you know, the time is now type thing. And there's a rush to both buy and sell these NFTs. You know, it's definitely not something that you'll find me dabbling in, but I do find it interesting just because, you know, I'm worried about the long-term NFT market and how that's going to shake out over time.
Definitely. So that's my Bitcoin news for today. Tune in tomorrow to get some more Bitcoin news. For now, Mike, let's move over to price analysis of Bitcoin and Ethereum, the top two coins in the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin is currently trading at $57,981. It's been struggling at that 60,000 mark. I mean, Mike, are we going to break this 60,000 mark today, tomorrow, next week, next year?
I mean, it's anybody's guess, to be honest. It's anybody's guess where we go from here. I mean, the last time we saw us kind of try to hit 60K and then we just kind of bounced off 60K as resistance. So, I mean, it's just anybody's guess when we start going back up. Did you see Tone Vay's analysis on this?
I did watch Tone Vay's analysis on it this morning. Excellent. And if you don't, hold on, Mike, before we get into it, I just want to tell our listeners that if you want to watch the same analysis that we watch, you can get it all in our Discord. There's two great channels in there called Project Deep Dives and what's the other one, Mike? Technical Indicators or Technical Signals?
Technical Analysis.
Technical Analysis. And we post analysis from other data analysts that we follow, that we strongly believe in. And Tone Vays is one of those. He has been doing Bitcoin analysis forever, and he's got some great points here. He's not always right, but he's more right than wrong, and so we like that about him. I
liked his ascending triangle analysis where he's showing that on the weekly chart that Bitcoin's been this perfect ascending triangle,
right? And
you know, the pattern with these ascending triangles is that, you know, however big the size of the triangle is, you know, however tall it is, it usually doubles that in a move up. So, you know, his sort of prediction analysis was that we're going to see another, you know, close to 40% move from the top. So to me, that's really exciting. The possibility of that, and I mean that's gonna be huge. You know, because that you know what that means, Noah? That means that we're going to like a $3 or $4 trillion total market cap for crypto, and that means that we're going to find a lot more ICOs like the Jedi Yield. We found an ICO, Jedi Yield, and that has since almost 5x'd in like a few days, which is crazy.
I mean, look, $2-3 trillion market cap doesn't surprise me. Gold is currently sitting at a almost $11 trillion market cap.
Right.
So, I mean, that doesn't. If you tell me that Bitcoin is at a $2-3 trillion market cap, I wouldn't blink an eye, to be honest. So I definitely see it. I definitely see that possibility, and yeah, I mean, look, over the weekend on Friday, I think we were teetering around 59,000 for Bitcoin. Today, it's dropped to 57. If you're thinking about getting into this future price action, where a lot of the analysts are predicting a $80,000 Bitcoin in the very near future, it might be a good time to take a position in Bitcoin, as it's currently in a consolidation period around the $57,000 mark. It looks like, I'm looking right now on the weekly chart, Mike, that the momentum is not on its side at the moment. So, like I said, it might be a good time, maybe later today, to take a position in Bitcoin. On the daily trend, it is momentum is flat at the moment. So, important things to keep in mind when, entering a position. And the reason why I say this is because, and we talk about this all the time, Mike, that you might like a coin, you might like an investment, an altcoin, or you want to say, I just want to buy Bitcoin. And you think that, it's a good token, it has utility. But, when you enter a position matters.
And, yes. 100%. And you and I both know this. And there's tokens that, you've entered, and then you wouldn't tell me oh, enter this when it's already 5 or 6x.
Right, which is a huge issue, right? Because people like to talk about their wins. And when people talk about their wins, listeners are saying, oh, I got to get into that market. I got to get into that coin. But those people have already won. And if you're coming in on their tails, you're probably going to get dumped on. So, So, look, all I'm saying is patience is key in this market. I was talking to someone last night on our Discord who was really excited. They just opened up their Coinbase account, and they really wanted to enter in a position in Bitcoin, I believe it was. It might have been something else, but it's in Bitcoin. And he was like, oh, man, Coinbase is making me wait because of the know your customer rules. I really wanted to do it tonight. And I said, listen, man, patience is key. You got to have patience when investing. If you have anxious fingers and you have these trigger fingers, you're going to lose.
You just got to know what the key levels are. And, if there's a key break to the downside, I'm not talking about some triangle or something, but a clear level of support, then you might want to protect yourself. And I mean, the other thing is to look for other opportunities. So, but you should have a plan going into it. Hey, this is a clear level where, I'll just kind of cut my losses. And, other than that, just let the thing fly and see how it performs, especially in this market. It's crazy. And, we've seen these ICOs. We're going to talk about in a second our special report, but AIOZ went from $1.50 to $2.50 we're looking at yesterday. Now it's sort of consolidated a bit, but I mean, just to get that massive, 150x is insane in a few days. Crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, maybe we should start our special segment now, which is on AIOZ. I know you call it AIOZ. How do you say it? AIOZ?
I don't know. AIOZ, IOZ. I don't know how to say it.
But basically, AIOZ. For those of you who don't know AIOZ or AIOZ, however you want to pronounce it, it is a CDN, a content delivery network, and it is distributing videos content. You can watch.
So it's basically a decentralized YouTube. And the cool thing about this is that you get paid for when you watch advertisements, you get paid for it. That's huge. And I know that they're not the only ones doing it, but certainly I like their model. Just to put some numbers to it, we put up some videos, and I think we've gotten about maybe 300 to 400 views in 24 hours, and we've collected over 5 of the tokens. And again, the tokens were trading for $2. So, just with our modest amount of views, we're making $10+, which is, pretty amazing to get that kind of profit, especially when YouTube is not paying you squat. I mean, they're giving you pennies.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I was saying last night to one of our guys on Discord, was that, in our YouTube channel, we got to reach 4,000 watch hours to monetize. And even after that, I mean, what are we talking about? Pennies, dollars, maybe? Whereas we put our videos up on AIOZ just in 24 hours, and we're already making money. And not only are we making money, but if you, the listener, the viewer, go watch our videos, you can make money too. Today.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything special to make money on AIOZ. All you have to do is watch. I mean, this is where I find the whole decentralized community is really going to mass adoption, is when people wake up and they're like, wait a second, I can make money by actually just watching ads instead of just having to watch ads and wait for that 3 seconds or 5 seconds to skip.
It's because you're not getting robbed. There's more fair models. We're so bought into the idea of basically getting robbed at every turn and not getting compensated for things that we provide. Some of those things invisible, like our data. We don't see people using our data, but they do. YouTube gives us your data. Like if you go and watch a video on our YouTube, we can see analytics of like what were the parts that you watched and like your watch time and so forth. So, to actually get something in return for that is very, very powerful. And I think these models are going to take over a lot sooner than people think, just because they're so fair. And look, we didn't have this in 2017. We didn't have like AI. Okay, we had Steam, right? But still, like, we didn't have it to this level, and there weren't this many similar products out there, and just the competition now is way advanced.
I had a question yesterday on our Discord, and the guy asked me, when do you think Web 3.0, the decentralized web, is going to come? And I said, man, it's already here. It's just a matter if you are going to adopt it or not, or if you're going to stick in Web 2.0 and start paying these tech giants. You're paying these tech giants to use your data. Are you going to be stuck in the past, or are you going to wake up and say, hey, I can actually use things like Brave browser, which will pay me to search when I search online, or I can use things like AIOZ, which is going to pay me to watch videos online.
Yes.
It's just the Web 3.0 is here. It's not a matter of when it's coming. It's a matter of when you are going to adopt it. And the faster you adopt it, the better, because while Mike and I are making AIOZ tokens, right? And what are they trading at today, Mike? Like $2 or maybe $1.80? Wow.
They were like 150. I mean, this is what happens. You have a huge pump and people start taking profit. I mean, it happens with every single token. The token was being sold for like 1.50 cents. So just imagine when it goes to $2, you're like, okay, I've already more than 100x. Like, what the hell,
But when platforms like this start seeing mass adoption and that price starts to increase, that AIOZ price starts to increase, we are accumulating at $1.05 right now.
Yes, right. That's exactly. And when this thing dumps, I might buy some. I might buy like $100 worth of tokens if they're like 50 cents or something like that, and just scoop them up. And then maybe we can run ads on our AIOZ Tube channel and start to get a bigger viewership, which is going to then bring us more tokens. Like it's because think about it. If we can start to ad spend on AIOZ and that brings us net more AIOZ, then boom, like that's the ticket right there.
Yeah. I thought it was very interesting. It took 10 years for YouTube to make money. It took 10 years for YouTube to make money. Why? Because they are in the business of so much storage data that it costs them so much money to hold all these servers and storage everywhere for all these video content, which is huge files. which are huge files. It took
Yes.
YouTube 10 years to make money. Now, the decentralized web, these platforms, these decentralized content delivery networks like AIOZ, right? They're not storing data in one centralized server. They're using the community. They're using nodes. They're using decentralized cloud computing to process and to store these large video files.
Yes, sir.
Their cost of doing business is nothing compared to when they first started out, compared to what YouTube had to go through. And because of that,
Right.
they're able to give money. They're able to monetize content creators and viewers from day one.
That's exactly right. And the fact that people are running all these nodes, we've talked about it before, like the possibility of running our own node. Again, we have to look at do we have to hold a bunch of AIs, and when's the best time to buy that? But, it's definitely something that's on our list, and we're strategizing. Noah and I are really deep in this space, and we're really trying to look out for the best opportunities. So by joining our community over on Discord, you're getting access to all of that information. So if, finding out about AIs is something that you really like, clap it up. Let us know that you guys enjoy that little segment. But, because
I think, Mike, I just want to say this on AIOZ, because I think it's so important that we aren't asking you, our listeners, to pay us anything. What we're asking you to do is go get paid yourself. Is to go on AIOZ.tube, AIOZ.tube, go watch our videos, and you go make some money by doing that.
Yes, 100%. And it's the same videos that we would direct you to on YouTube as a resource, but this time you're actually getting paid in a token that's going to appreciate in value. Imagine if you could hold the next Theta token, that you could start farming the next Theta token little by little. And, perhaps in the future, we'll get people to come on our YouTube channel and, and be able to pay people for doing content for us. That's something that we've tossed around before. But
look, Theta is trading at $11, $11.60 a share right now, $11.60 a token right now. Right now we're accumulating AIOZ at $1.50.
Well, it doesn't work like that. It's all about market cap.
I know it doesn't work like that. It is about the market cap. But all I'm saying is that,
and the market cap right now is like, I think it's like 50 million, something like that.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, because there's like 40 million circulating, something like that. And so if it's $2, then it's about 80 million. If it's $1.50, it's 60 million. So imagine that you could get in the next Theta at a 60 million market cap. So I'm not saying to buy the token, but definitely, start checking out the platform. There's a lot of
you don't need to buy the token. You just need to go on the platform and watch the videos.
Yes, exactly.
And you'll make money. Look, if you want, you can go watch that video. You can go turn around and swap that for USDT.
Make. I got a song on our SoundCloud playlist. It's get money.
Don't quit your day job. Don't quit your day job. So listen, another one I want to talk about, which maybe we'll leave it for the next show, because I am just as hyped about the Brave browser as I am about AIOZ. You can make money while browsing the internet, and we're already doing that every day. Everybody is browsing the internet on your phone or on your computer. And let me ask you, Mike, how much money has Google given you to use their search engine?
$0.00.
$0. Google does not pay you to use their search engine, but you know who does? Brave browser.
Yes, and I've almost got one token, one BAT, because I've been using the browser so much, and it's faster, and it doesn't collect your data like Google Chrome does. So, and you can import everything from Google Chrome. It's really amazing. I'm a big fan of it. I wish I started using it earlier. Brave is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's leading the way. I think even AIOZ talked about the fact that Brave kind of led the way for, people being paid out on ads by watching.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so you turned me on Brave, Mike, and at first, a few weeks ago, I was kind of skeptical of it, and then I finally did my research on it, and afterwards, my mind was blown, right? And I just want to talk about a few points about the Brave browser that really just blew my mind, right? Basically, we all have data plans on our cell phones. I use AT&T. Someone else may use another service. But essentially, we are all paying for data on our phones. And what blew my mind about this is that all of the tracking, all of the data, all of the advertisements on all these websites, these that track us. Say if you go to CNN.com or any news site, for example, and we just want to read the news article, 50% of what's downloaded to your phone whenever you go to CNN.com is actually advertisements and tracking software. It's not the actual content that you went for. So when you go buy your data plan from AT&T, when you go buy your data plan from Verizon or whatever data company, whatever company you're using, 40 to 50% of that cost goes to just downloading ads, just downloading tracking software that's going to take your data and sell it and use it without your permission. This is how these big tech companies have been, killing us, knocking us over the head with these costs, because it's not because you wanted to go to CNN.com and read their article. It's because they have all this hidden software on the back end that's tracking your data, that's giving you advertisements, and you have to download that in order to get to the content that you wanted. Now, Brave browser fixes this. The Brave browser blocks these ads. And how do they do it? You have to download their software and put it on your phone. So your search history is now localized on your phone, encrypted, and locked from advertisers and tracking software.
Yes.
It's amazing. So you say that it's faster. You say that it's faster to upload websites. And the reason why that is because there's no ads. There's no tracking software that is being downloaded to track your information. So you're getting just to the content and you're blocking out all that other muck.
That's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing.
And I don't know if we actually intended to cover this on the show, but yeah, Brave browser is just like, it's a huge win. And we haven't even gotten to the part about the fact that you can actually send money to people. Like they have like a widget in the browser, so when you open up something, you can actually send people the basic attention token, and like just on a website, like for their video or their content or whatever. And like, it's amazing. Like the integration that they've done is next level, and I can't wait until people start actually using it.
Yeah, look, there are a few things that really get me excited, and one thing that gets me excited is technology that disrupts the organized order of things that we are in right now. And Brave browser does it. And what do I mean? How does Brave browser does it? Well, one of the biggest markets in the internet is web browsing, right? 3.9 billion users use web browsing. Google Chrome has over 50% of the market share. That means more than 50% of the people listening to our show have downloaded Chrome and use Google to search, right? Their online ad market, Google's online ad market, is over $120 billion in just 2020. That means they've made over $120 billion off of your data just last year. And Brave browser, which is made by the creators of Firefox, by the way, Firefox, is disrupting this market. It's a $120 billion annual market that Brave browser is disrupting. And maybe you don't know about it because it's working in the background of your cell phone, the background of your computer. So maybe you just don't really care. But it's a big deal, because when your data fees get dropped by 40%, by 50% from your carrier, from your AT&T and Verizon, because You're not actually downloading so much so much bandwidth because you're not using those ads. You're not downloading that tracking software. You're going to see real value in your bills.
What a bunch of junk we've like we're talking about. We've been taken advantage of.
We've been totally taken advantage of.
Yes.
From these tech giants, and people. It's like, well, I didn't cut them a check, so what do you mean? I'm not paying Google. Yes, you are. You're paying them indirectly,
and it's coming at the cost of your browser performance, ultimately, which I think people do care about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I think Brave Browser is something that we need to cover more of because, I mean, things like Brave Browser, AIOZ. This is Web 3.0.
Yes.
And it's a matter of, is it coming? No, man, it's here. And the question is, are you going to adopt or are you going to stay in the old line of thinking? And I know that our listeners are interested in cryptocurrency, so they want to adopt new technology.
Yes.
And we're telling you, you can adopt Web 3.0 today. You can start getting paid today by watching videos on AIOZ, by using Brave Browser. You can start making money today. You just need to change the platforms that you're using. You need to adopt Web 3.0.
Is that simple? And we should definitely take the information that you just kind of conveyed and try to wrap that up in a video so that we can present it to people on here. So if you guys haven't already, go and check out our YouTube, go and subscribe to that, and be sure to follow us as well. If we do get any more followers to the rest of the show, we'll play our secret little jingle that we're going to use when people follow us.
Mike's going to rap for you.
Well, no. I mean, that'll happen spontaneously, not on demand, unfortunately. But I got a day job as well, so I can't really be putting too much efforts in that bucket. But anyways, I guess we're probably gonna wrap up the show here soon. Noah's got to go hit some faces, so
I got some boxing to do this morning. But that's my rant, Mike, on Web 3.0. I'm very excited about it, and I got to give you a lot of credit for educating me in this space and opening up my eyes.
My argument was very simple, and it's like forget everything else. It just runs faster and it doesn't suck up your memory. Yeah, that was the only thing that I really cared about.
So if you're listening, we're going to sign off soon. So get those calls in now. Any questions, comments, interesting stories that you may have, especially if it's about Web 3.0, which is what I was just ranting about, or if you have any altcoins or, questions about Bitcoin, Ethereum, or, cryptocurrency in general. Beginner questions are always welcome. I know we get a little into the weeds and a little technical here sometimes on our show. But the truth is that I think we,
yeah. I think we kept it pretty high level today. I don't think we got really too deep in the weeds too much. We kind of just stayed at like the product, high level user experience level. So yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging around with us. And I think we're going to close out the show here.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let me just prepare here before we close out the show.
Play our outro. Oh, we gotta play the outro song. We gotta play
our outro. It's our new outro song. So, guys, if you like our new music on this platform, please give us a clap, a thumbs up, a fire, share the show. You'll be able to replay the show here on stereo, or you can replay it on AIOZ and get paid to replay it, or you can replay it on YouTube, where we'll put the whole podcast on YouTube today. And you can watch it there. So we appreciate everyone here listening, tuning in. Happy Easter, and happy trading. Good luck with all your cryptocurrency trades. Let us know how it's doing. Anything else, Mike?
And remember to leave it where you found it. In the green, baby. Let's go. Bitcoin.
Get money.
This has been Talk.Crypto, giving you the no nonsense, no filler news in the crypto space. Let's go. This is that woke up in a new Lambo music. Let's go. or maybe a Toyota Prius. I try to keep it my footprint, my carbon footprint down.
Yeah,
so
I'm actually a longtime owner of Tesla. I got my Model S. Soundtrack. I'm dancing to it. I'm ready for the day of trading. I'm ready to get into those dirty coins and start trading.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited, to be honest. I have a feeling that this week is going to be a good week for Bitcoin. And I'm holding, my portfolio is like 25% Bitcoin at the moment, 15% Ethereum, and I got about 20% in USDT. So I'm ready just in case we hit that dip. And yeah, man, let's go.
I like this. I like the music playing in the background. It gets me pumped. It gets the listeners pumped. If you guys enjoyed this content, give us a follow. Share with your friends. It's all good, baby.
I'm about to get busy in my boxing for today.
Yes.
I'm about to go hit some pads. Get my. It feels good, man. It feels good. All right, guys, that's it for us today. We appreciate you tuning in and listening. Check us out on YouTube, AIOZ. Download that Brave browser and
get that money.
Yeah, get that money. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Tune in.
Peace.